Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com, the WinDC Radio app, Facebook Live and YouTube Live on the WinDC Radio pages, and of course, it's all powered by GoWin.Media.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, and everybody in between. Welcome to another jam-packed edition of Bars, right here with your man AJ Throwback, broadcasting live from the WinDC Radio Studios right here in the shops at Iverson. I know a lot of y'all this morning are either at home or working for free. You didn't get a paycheck last Friday, might not get a paycheck next Friday. So y'all are gonna need some extra motivation on this cold, cloudy Wednesday morning, but we gonna get through it. I'm gonna help y'all get through it. Got a jam-packed show for y'all. Gonna be talking about, we all see that white stuff on the ground. So, some of us got the opportunity to actually be off this past Monday. So I'm gonna have a special, almost like a winter wonderland kind of thing. Top 5 most fun or craziest snow days. And also, for those of y'all who are contemplating, what's my next move? What am I gonna do in the midst of all of this craziness going on with that fool that's in the White House? I don't acknowledge him as president. He ain't my president. He's somebody's president, but he's not mine. I'm sure he's not yours either. But I'm sure there's a lot of people thinking like, okay, I need to be in business for myself. Well, I got a dynamic brother coming in. I've been looking forward to this interview for months now. Jerell Brown, CEO of SML Services, LLC, and also That's a Plug Media. As you can see, the shirt, I'm representing my brother. You know what I'm saying? He'll be coming in at 12 o'clock, and we'll be talking about his various business ventures, going all the way back to when he was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? This is a brother who's been doing quite a bit for quite a while, and he's got a great story. So I can't wait to share his story or help him share his story with you all. And also, of course, we also going to be featuring the best and brightest in independent music from the DMV and beyond, including this first song, which is by Noir, called Lost Cause, off of The Brink of Solace. If y'all remember, he was here back in November promoting this particular EP. So yeah, this is actually a bonus track on the album. So definitely vibe out with this as we get into the official Hump Day motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is Bars.
Don't stop me from falling. I need to see where this thing originates. It was planting the seed. Lost cause in me. I am sinner. Long arms, ripped jeans. I am sinner. I've been calling for my cleansing. Failing, falling, deep down, give me the guidance. I'm trying to fight this. I am a sinner, lost cause. Yeah. and long arms, ripped jeans. I am lost, gone, goddamn. I'm a goddamn long arms, ripped jeans. Lost, gone,
You hear this spot right here? This could be your spot where you pull your new customer. If you're a nascent or established business or entrepreneur and you believe you have the right product for our audience, then advertise with Bars. For more details on our rates, packages, and deals for first-time clients, email balancingactradioshow@gmail.com. That's balancingactradioshow@gmail.com.
I let the truth be told. Yeah, yeah. Truth be told. I let the truth be told. I knew you never really meant me well, so no, I'm not surprised at all. I know your pride won't let you see your wrongs, and I'm for sure I didn't make the call. Now I'm here where you dropped the ball, but guess I'm just the one they love to hate. Oh yeah, the summer's bittersweet, but I enjoy the taste. I needed way more room to grow, appreciate the space. You know they love you when they do what others only say. Yeah, I'm in a good place, I send my condolences. I know I'm dead to you. Pour out a little liquor, don't forget your rosaries. I did what was best for me, the size supposed to be. I couldn't babysit your work, pay the bills and buy the groceries. And somehow I get all the blame. I point the finger back, you frowning at the mirror, hoping for a smile to crack. Look, if I'm guilty, then I'm guilty. Got no pride with that, but I ain't about to hold my breath. Cause I gotta let the truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. The truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And everybody say they rather know since you like to hear it go. You like to hear it go. Everybody say they rather know since you like to hear it go. You like to hear it go. Everybody say they rather know since you like to hear it go. You like to hear it go. Everybody say they rather know since you like to hear it go. You like to hear it go. I knew you never really meant me well, so no, I'm not surprised at all. I'm back to the old me. You know the one who didn't care for feelings, yeah. You know the one that used to call a dog. I try to change for y'all, I think it's safe to say that I ain't changed. Cause you on the same. You had the recipe for failure, had to get you out my mix. No better way to set example, leave the crabs in the barrel. Nowadays you a leader if you follow. Look, I ain't never really been the type to borrow, but that's another story. They gon' ride with you today, to throw them stones at you first thing tomorrow. Look, I could be 100, but get all the blame for people without all the facts. You smiling at the mirror, hoping it don't frown back. Look, if I'm guilty, then I'm guilty. Got no problem with that, but I ain't about to hold my breath, cause I gotta let the truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. The truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And everybody say they rather know some shit you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know some shit you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know some shit you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know some shit you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. I was wasting away, stuck in a day, losing time, lost in your way. Way too long that I try to save you, when the truth is you'll never change. I was wasting away, stuck in a day, losing time, lost in your way. Way too long that I try to save you, when the truth is your way. I gotta truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. The truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And everybody say they rather know some shit you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know some shit you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know some shit you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know some shit you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go.
If you're an urban contemporary indie artist, then this is your platform. Send us clean versions of your music to balancingactradioshow@gmail.com. That's balancingactradioshow@gmail.com.
I just wanna know why they hate me. I don't understand. I walk with my head held high, 'cause I know my worth. She talks me down when I'm gone, face to face, no words. Think I wanna be, think I wanna be I don't need anyone else. Anyone else, anyone else, anyone else. I'm here for myself and I don't need anyone else. Anyone else, anyone else, anyone else. Need money, I got mine. Don't want me living on my own time. Fake friends, nah, I'm fine. Don't need fake hoes for my line. Switch it up, that's what I do. Think you're getting over on me, what is your IQ? Haters will always find you, always sleeping under your mat. I don't have time to. Can't find me, I'm in the crease. Writing all these verses, analyzing beats. Never checking on IG, just to see what these haters think of me. We are all roses built from concrete. Never perfect, trying to be the best. See, how you gonna try and demean me when you're cut from the same cloth, baby? Let's be. There's no competition. Already winning, 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 winning. There's no competition.
Want to get down with the Bars Revolution? We're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Bars On Air.
Told me just get your kids up out the hood. I remember back in the days, we can just chill in the hood. I remember laughing and joking, just knowing that we was all good. I remember before Chris died, I had came back to the hood. I remember my mama told me just get your kids up out the hood. You remember 50-cent juices and pickled eggs all in your seeds. You remember niggas was getting high way before synthetic weed. You remember walking everywhere, you was like 200 deep. You remember back in the 90s, them was the days for me. I remember
when people was real and they ain't switch up for no chick. Your clothes could fit, now people wearing tight-ish, and you ain't called no one your friend. 50-cent juice, 50-cent bag of chips. We do a cookout 20 times out the year. Everyone invited, homie, we ain't even care. Now people beefing, we can't go anywhere. Without gunshots, people dying every year. I done lost like 3 people every year. Through the blood and the sweat, I done shed some tears. Thank the Lord, cause he blessed me with some happy kids.
I remember
going to the tunnel when T.O.B. playing my song.
You remember
girls at the go-go clapping, 16 and some thongs. This is the life that we live, laughing and playing and doing it big. Now people hating and splitting your wigs. The way that we live, man, the world about to end. Trying to do good, but I'm losing my friends. You trying to do good, but you're losing your friends. Man, it's messed up, that's the way that it is. You trying to forget, I'm just trying to forgive.
I remember back in the days, we can just chill in the hood. I remember laughing and joking, just knowing that we was all good. I remember before Chris died, I had came back to the hood. I remember my mama told me just get your kids up out the hood. You remember 50-cent juices and pickled eggs all in your seeds. You remember niggas was getting high way before synthetic weed. You remember walking everywhere, you was like 200 deep. You remember back in the 90s, them was the days for me. I remember
back in high school, we skipped class, ran the halls all day. Security like, hey, we ain't even care what you say. We just sitting there waiting for a chance. You love to play, and everybody had that one roller in your class and one around the way. Yeah, I don't fake. Man, now I smash like two. Thank God I ain't got no A's. Back in the days, it was all good. Everybody family, this is our hood. Swear on everything, God enjoy my childhood. Now my child growing up in the wild hood. Messed up, but damn, that's the way it is. Bullets flying, mama's crying to even hit kids. The thug life, but I'm just trying to do it big. With all the Scarface, still struggling to live. This is the life that I live. Laughing and playing and doing it big. Now people hating, they splitting your wigs. The way that we live, man, the world about to end. Trying to do good, but I'm losing my friends. You trying to do good, but you losing your friends. Man, it's messed up, that's the way that it is. You trying to forget, I'm just trying to forgive.
Do you remember? Somebody tell me, do you remember? Did you remember? Somebody tell me, do you remember? You remember? Somebody tell me, do you remember? You remember? Somebody tell me, do you remember? I remember back in the days, we can just chill in the hood. I remember laughing and joking, just knowing that we was all good. I remember before Chris died, I had came back to the hood. I remember my mama told me just get your kids up out the hood. Do you remember 50 cent juices and pickle dates all in your seeds? You remember niggas was getting high way before synthetic weed. You remember walking everywhere, you was like 200 deep. You remember back in the 90s, then was the days for me. I remember.
Welcome back to the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah. Welcome back to, sorry about that. Welcome back. You just heard Young Gifted featuring Guala Hamilton, also known as Guala the God, with 90s. Before that, we had Bree London with Already Winning, little PGMG double play there. I don't do double plays too often, but a little unexpected double play. Shout out to PGMG, shout out to Bree London, and also Young Gifted, the whole PGMG OTG. Before that, we had BZ Archibald with Truth Be Told, and starting off the set, we had Noir with Lost Cause. Definitely want to make sure I shout out everybody who is currently tuned in on Facebook Live and also YouTube Live. Shout out my man Maurice tuned in through YouTube Live. Shout out everybody on Facebook Live. Scroll through everybody. Tanina, thank you for being the first one to tune in. Miss Razzle Dazzle, always supporting, appreciate you. Tiffany, much love to you. The Mrs., of course, gotta shout out the Mrs. Team Bars El Capitan, what I call her, salute the queen, you know what I'm saying? My man Calvin, make sure, if y'all don't tune in to Lush Vibes Radio Free Brooklyn, dope show right there, nice chill vibes, you know what I'm saying? Cool brother right there, very supportive of the platform. I appreciate you, Calvin. Sonya, I appreciate you tuning in. Becky, representing the ladies of Let's Be Clear. Her and Neen, they was on last night, along with Mike and Mr. Sean. They was on last night, had a good show last night. Make sure y'all tune into them every Tuesday. They're on every other Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m. right here on WinDCRadio.com. And next week is going to be the fellas of Mike's Corner. That's Mike, Will, Sko, and Mr. Sean. They'll be on next week right here, Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m. And also, let's see, my girl Mika, appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, let's go ahead and I think that's all the shout outs I got for now. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this right here.
Sometimes they're dope and sometimes they're duds, but no matter what, there's always five and it's always an off. Fake me out, expert opinion only. It's, hold on, mind if we use your acronym? We'll take that as a yes. It's T5DOA, only on bars. Hey.
All right. So, if you were here from the beginning, and if you follow me on Facebook on my personal page, I actually had a status that asks people. Give me 1 second. Let me actually pull it up. Most fun or craziest things you've done during a snow day as a kid or adult. And so, before I get into what everybody contributed to the conversation, I wanted to give my top 5, because of course we just had a snow day over the weekend. A lot of us were off on Monday. And, you know, amidst everything that's going on right now, sometimes I like to keep it light. You know, like, I mean, it's a lot of heavy stuff going on. And, of course, Becky, you know I got you. But it's a lot of heavy stuff going on. You got the government shutdown, all the stuff that's going on with that fool in the White House. Of course, you know, like, a lot of the conversation had been surrounding R. Kelly and sexual abuse and just so many different things. So, I wanted to just have a little fun today, you know, because we kind of need that motivation, especially a lot of us that are in particular positions right now. And it's just 2019 has started off kind of rough. This was a year that I have been touting since probably the middle of last year, and right now it's starting off rough. But we had a snow day, and a lot of us, you know, we're parents and we just big kids at heart. So we don't even necessarily have to have kids in order to go outside and have fun. But, you know, I kind of wanted to take it back a little bit for me. I had a lot of, what's funny is about this top 5 is that I used to love snow until I had to go to school 4 years in the snow, where snow would be as high as my waist, and I'm 6 feet tall. So that goes to show you how tall that snow was a lot of times. And, you know, but I still had a lot of good memories about being home in the snow and having fun and stuff like that. So I want to give my top 5. So number 5, blizzard of 09. And a lot of y'all remember these particular blizzards because it was like the first of a set of back-to-back blizzards, because it was one, I want to say, in December of 09, and then it ended up being another big one in February of 2010. But the one in 09, I never forget, it was right around, you know, Christmas time. A lot of parties was happening. So I'm at the Public Defender Service party and having a ball, having a blast. And, you know, whenever we hear about snow in the D.C. area, sometimes we take it with a grain of salt because we never know just how much snow we're going to get. And so they make an announcement in the middle of us, like, partying hard, too. Like, yeah, the snow is really bad. It's probably a good idea that everybody leaves. So, like, we all looking around like, wow, you know, kind of liquored up, got a little, you know, little party juice in us, you know. And what we end up having to do, we all leave. Now, mind you, I have to end up picking up my wife. She's in Largo working at Comcast at the time. And so I got to drive from downtown D.C., Indiana Avenue, right around that area, out to Largo. And so it's an adventure just getting out there. And I don't even remember what time of night, but it was kind of late. So it takes me a while to get to Comcast. Then when I get to Comcast, I mean, the traffic on 95 was utterly ridiculous. Like, we had to been doing like, I mean, y'all know 95 is about 55 miles an hour. 495 is about 55 miles an hour. Everybody's doing about 25, 30 miles an hour. And it was one moment we were right around the exit, like when you getting off on Branch Avenue going like southbound. And so about to get off at Branch Avenue going toward like Red Lobster, like all the auto places and all that. And we're trying to avoid an accident because somebody swerved and kind of lost a little bit of control. So we had to dodge out of the way, and we ended up hitting the guardrail. Now, granted, you know, it wasn't a lot of damage to the car, but even still, you know, it's kind of scary at the moment because you never know what's going to happen or how hard you're going to hit a guardrail or whatever, because it's dangerous conditions. So, like, we finally get home. Normally, we probably would have taken between having to go to Indiana Avenue to Largo, then Largo back to where we lived on Ridgecrest Court in Parklands. What normally would have taken probably about an hour and 15 minutes, it had to take like 3 hours to get home. And we couldn't even park on our street because my car wouldn't get up the hill going up Savannah or going up Ridgecrest. So we had to park on Savannah on flatland. So then we had to walk like probably another 10-15 minutes just to get home, so, or get to our apartment. So that was an adventure to say the least, or putting it kindly. Number 4, winter of last winter. So this was a special time for me because this was my first time really getting it wasn't his first time in the snow, but it was my first time being able to go out in the snow with my son. And so, you know, we go out and, you know, he's just like mystified because it's like it's snow. He's a kid. Kids love snow. And so we're walking around or whatever. And what's crazy is that he didn't really have any gloves that fit him. So I had to like put on my Raiders gloves on his hand because they were probably like my smaller gloves. But it's like his little hand trying to fit in these big behind gloves. But that was the best that we could do at the time. So we get to this part that's like near us. And I'm, I start building snowman. Because, I mean, he can't really build anything. One, his hands are in these big behind gloves. Two, you know, he's 3 at the time. So I got to work with him. So I built one snowman, then I built another snowman. But I built a daddy snowman and a Jason snowman. And the way that I did it was I took tree branches, made them into hands. And then I had, I think it was what was supposed to be my left hand and his right hand. You know, of course, it's like a little branch for him, big branch for me. And like we're holding hands. And so it was like kind of like a special moment because it's like it legit looked like a daddy and son snowman. So I thought it was like really cute. It was like a really endearing time for me. But, you know, of course, like his hands were starting to get cold because the gloves that I had for him, they weren't the thickest gloves in the world. So we had to really get him indoors. And of course, he was not happy about it. But it was just like a really special moment for me and him. Number 3, going back to the blizzard of 09. So that was, I want to say that was the first major snowstorm. It wasn't the first like adventure in the snow that me and my wife had dealt with, but once she moved down here to DC, I want to say that was the first really big major snow that like kept us in for like a week. You know, like it was so much snow we couldn't go anywhere. And so I want to say one of the first days that we were out, we shot this video, and a lot of y'all might have seen it already. If you haven't seen it, you had to go deep into my archives because this is, like I said, this is back in like 09. And so we shoot this video and, you know, we just being silly, just having fun. And what the funniest part was when she tried to get into a fake me out snowball fight with me while I'm filming, nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? While I'm filming. And she, in the midst of throwing snowballs at me, she falls on the sidewalk. And so like my ignorant behind, I run with the camera, run right around to the sidewalk where she's at, trying not to slip and fall my doggone so, and film her. And she's like, pretty much, get that camera away from me. And so I'm teasing her, and then like as the camera is wrapping up, she falls again on camera. It's like these are the things you can't script when it comes to like filming moments like these. So like that's just like always been a really memorable time for me. I might have to go back to that video just for nostalgia purposes. Number 2. Everybody's laughing at that one. It was hilarious. You had to really be there to like in the moment to get that one. So number 2. Now this is a crazy one. Blizzard of 96. A lot of y'all might remember this. You know, I was at high school at the time. I want to say it was 11th grade. So a lot of y'all already know I'm a music geek, fanatic, nerd, whatever you want to call it. But between curiosity and between like sheer boredom of just being in the house for like darn near a week at this point, I decide my adventurous crazy behind decides to walk from Elmira Street Southwest to Rivertown in Oxon Hill. Anybody who's even driven that far, you know that's about a 10-minute drive. So you know it's even further walking. Google Maps actually has that as a 2.5-mile walk. And they say it should take 52 minutes to walk that. I probably walked it in 40 with, mind you, with icy conditions, with snow still on the ground. Now, sometimes I think about the things my mom let me get away with, and I'm like, dang, that's a moment, moms, where you probably should have like intervened and said nah. But I'm 16 at the time. I'm adventurous. You can't really tell me nothing. Of course, teenagers, we think we know everything at the time. So I walk all this way to Waxy Maxie's because I want to go to the record store because I want to get some music because I got money. You know, I made my little money from being in the fall program, MBY, Mayor Barry's Youth Leadership Institute. So me stacking up my music, I go in like the clearance bin and look through all this stuff and come up on like a whole bunch of obscure tapes that nobody wanted clearly because they're in the clearance bin. And one of the ones that I remember like the most buying from that particular batch was the Love Fever by the OJs, album that came out in 1985. Not an essential OJs album. Not an album worth slipping and falling and darn near busting my butt on the way to Waxy Maxie's. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I was bored, needed some music, curious, looking up stuff online. I was like, all right, let me go see what I can find. So, you know, I came up, probably spent about $20, $30, you know, but crazy endeavor. I would not advise it to anybody, no matter what age you are, especially for that particular blizzard, because those sidewalks, those roads were so dangerous. I heard so many slip and fall accidents during that time. It was bad. It was bad. But number one for me was our first winter, 94, when me, my mom, and my brother, we moved to Elmira Street Southwest. So winter 94. Me and my brother, I want to say this may have been one of our first, well, it was definitely our first snowman when we moved to our first house, because this was our first house. We had lived in apartments forever, but this was the first house that we lived in. So this was kind of a special moment. Built our first snowman. I don't know why we named him Paco, but we named him Paco. And so, you know, and what's crazy is we were adventurous with our snowman. We was like, okay, we gonna color around the snow. So we may have found like Kool-Aid packets or something to like make it festive and make it colorful around Paco or whatever, you know, put his name in the snow. So then the girls of the neighborhood, you know, being mischievous, causing trouble, messing with the boys of the neighborhood, they decide they want to come around and start a snowball fight. So we're deeply ingrained in this snowball fight. So one of them, I don't know which one, it could have been Jennifer, and I know Jennifer was watching. She might still be watching. I don't know if it was you, Jennifer. Well, it was one of y'all. Took one of them doggone snowballs and took my man Paco out. And I'm still salty about that to this day. Paco ain't do nothing to nobody, you know what I'm saying, except be a snowman. They took him out, you know what I'm saying. But we had fun. But the messed up part though, Jennifer, if you still watching, and I feel bad to this day about this. So my man Andrew, he's outside with us. Like, I think Andrew went to Jefferson with me. And so Andrew, he's living on the block at the time. So he's around there and he's involved in the snowball fight. But he had one snowball that might have been a little bit too icy and aimed it right at Jennifer's head. Hit her in the head. We heard the thud when it hit her head. Sent her right in the house. And effectively ended the snowball fight and sent everybody in the house, because he's like, dang, I mean, you know, like we was just like laughing, but then when we realized how serious it was, like, maybe you shouldn't have done that, Andrew. But you know what I'm saying, that was just like probably one of the most memorable snow days that I've ever had. So I wanna kind of read off a few of the other ones that I got. So my cousin Donnell, he said jumped out the window into a snowdrift. Melvin said play tackle football. Levette, flag football. She said I was the quarterback. Kiana, this might have been right around the same time of that winter snowstorm in '96. She said my parents were tired of me whooping them in dominoes, so we went outside to play. I actually pushed my mama down in the snow and didn't get punished. Bold. I wouldn't have did that to my mama. But you know what I'm saying? Salute. Nikki, she said sledding at the hill across the street from the wharf. My man C-Dub Charles, he said, as a kid, I'm going to include college playing full contact on an HWS quad, ill-advised. I'm sure we all have for those of us who went to Hobart William Smith probably have a snow on the quad ill-advised moment. As an adult, walking from Brooklyn to DuPont Circle to meet up with friends during Snowmageddon 2010 just to get out of the house. Wow. My man Bruce, he said sledding down big hills and playing football, fun but not too crazy. My man Country said barbecue on the balcony in a snowstorm in Queens. I feel like I may have been on that balcony with you, bro. Charles Holloway, he said sledding down from Frederick Douglass home. Now that's a sled experience right there. Yvonne, I don't know whether it's Yvonne or Evan. Unique. I got dared to now this was crazy. I got dared to streak in the snow. LOL, let's just say I was frozen. I bet. Like, where you think you at, Minnesota? No, but that probably might have been the craziest one out of all the stories I got. Karen Wright Mosley said jump out the living room window of my apartment in the blizzard of 96. The snow drifts prevented the front door from opening. I couldn't get out of the house. Second floor. Yo, it's a lot of people jumping out the windows in the snow drifts. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe I need to try, but I'm kind of old now, so I don't know if I'm going to be that adventurous. Mrs. Bellamy, big supporter of the show. She said, me and my sister and cousin was going to a party in Philadelphia. That's right. We got drunk at my house before we left, and I fell down the back porch steps face down in the snow, got up and still went to the party. Didn't feel anything until the next day. Ouch. Chandra said, snowball fighting, sliding over snow on lunch trays. Alex, Blizzard of 03. Alex, who may have been one of them girls that was involved in the snow fight. She said Blizzard of 03 snowball fight is a grown-up epic. Tanina, most fun thing, stayed in the house and watched TV. Always hated the snow. What's funny is I'm kind of that way now. Marcel, she said work another job. Wait, did I say that out loud? Then she said at home we tend to be really good at doing absolutely nothing, eating and watching TV and feeling like we got away with murder. Word. Tamara, she said adult snowball fight in college where all of my crew piled in one apartment for 4 days snowed in. I know me, it could have went either way. It's like I would have loved it at first, but then after a while I probably would have got cabin fever, knowing me. My man Oliver said today, which was Monday, I went to go put out the garbage on the curb, started going back, and before I knew, I slipped on some ice, felt the asphalt with my thumb sliding by, but luckily landed in the ditch where my arm sank through the snow. Stupid beer. Hey man, you can't be can't be drinking and chilling in the snow or whatever. But hey, a lot of people be drinking wine and all types of stuff to keep warm. So I ain't even judging. Yes, Jennifer. Yeah, it was. Jennifer said it was ice. I was pissed. I am still pissed. I figured you still salty over that. Still salty. And my man Calvin, he chimed in with one on Facebook Live. He said, not too many childhood memories of snow days other than times my older brother and I would help my mom dig the car out of the snow. But the one memory I have as an adult was the blizzard in February 2010. My job did not give us notice that the office was closed. So me feeling adventurous, I make the trek out to the office. As I walk to the train station, the neighborhood looked like a winter version of Silent Hill. Cars were stuck in the snow, abandoned. Buses were stuck in the snow, abandoned. Garbage trucks and snow plows were stuck in the snow, abandoned. I managed to venture into the office though. The office was still open. I'll never forget there was a bus that was stuck in the street next to my office for 3 weeks before the MTA was able to intercept it. Man, that's a crazy story, bro. Appreciate you sharing that too. Man, how does a bus get stuck in the street for 3 weeks? That's crazy. Like, I can't even picture that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody who chimed in on this conversation. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into we're gonna roll straight with the music, play a few commercials, pay a few bills, as we like to say. And then at 12 o'clock, we're gonna have our special guest, Jerell Brown, SML Services CEO and creator of That's a Plug Media. But for now, let's get into some more music. This is 65 Ball with Radio, and you're listening to the official Hump Day motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is Bars.
Made it through the week, let's have a good time. Took care of B.I., now let's unwind. Drinks on me, here's a cup. Mix the brown with the white, we turned up. 30 deep, we posted out on the blocks. Pass the hand around, homie, take a shot. Put that back in the air. Inhale, exhale like you don't care. Feel the rhythm when the beat kick. Flow so smooth it get you seasick. That more round was oxy. My verse is hard, I got the right to be cocky. Get it later, hands in the air. Wave them all around like you just don't care. Turn it up on your stereo. Wall spitting game on the radio. Hey, up in the way we go. That's my song on the radio. Bring it back, let the people know. That's my song on the radio. Pop that, twerk that, drop that, that's my song on the radio. Do that, smoke that, drink that, that's my song on the radio. Hey, on the radio, that's my song on the radio. On the radio, that's my song on the radio. On the radio, that's my song on the radio. On the radio, that's my song on the radio. Hey, that P, we got one, let's have fun. The party went crazy soon as the record spun. Two-step into the beat now. Feel good, baby, now watch the breakdown. We here to have a good time. It's not what you used to, but it's a vibe. We left the stress at home. Turn it up, baby, let's get in the zone. Shorty wop when the bottle pop. She was already sweating when the beat dropped. Oh yeah, it's a party. Smile at me and it's a body. Hands in the air, wave them all around like you just don't care. Turn it up on your stereo. Wall spitting game on the radio. Hey, up in the way we go. That's my song on the radio. Bring it back, let the people know. That's my song on the radio. Pop that, twerk that, drop that, that's my song on the radio. Do that, smoke that, drink that, that's my song on the radio. Hey, on the radio, that's my song on the radio. On the radio, that's my song on the radio. On the radio, that's my song on the radio. On the radio, that's my song on the radio.
Bars on Windy C Radio.
Yeah, she like that tape. June. Live part 2. Ain't no games around here, man. We'll do this real.
On the beat.
I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. Homicide, homicide. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. They do it for real, they be down to ride. I lay down at night and I dream I die. I wake up in sweats and I try to hide. My girl asks me about it, I probably lie. I tell her the truth, I know she gon' cry. She know it ain't right, she can feel the vibe. I lay down with her and think homicide, homicide, homicide. Two of my brothers, they had to die. Both of them victims of homicide. I still see the pain in my mama's eye. Reach me, she want to, I know she try. So many of them fake ain't a friend of mine. Free as a bird, look, I'm trying to fly. Ain't trying to get caught up in homicide. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. Homicide, homicide. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. This money I'm making, I put in time. If I flow too hard, they be watching mine. So I'm on my business, I'm on the crime. Don't wanna be victim of homicide. Ain't hard to be victim of homicide. You look at them wrong, that's a homicide. You bump them too strong, that's a homicide. Puff teaching that drunk and do homicide. Homicide, homicide.
Everyone hating but wanna shine. I pay no attention, I'm doing fine. But like you too hectic, I load a 9. You living in neutral, I'm stuck in drive. Don't stop for no bull, I keep floating by. The shots get the flaming, you don't survive. Ain't trying to get caught up in homicide. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. Homicide, homicide. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. See everybody stepping with them guns out. And you know it got the leg on it. Everybody moving with them guns out. Target with a picture of my head on it. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. 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 Ain't trying to get caught up in homicide. Homicide, homicide.
If somebody tell you he hot, man, you know everybody hot now, man, he fish grease.
That's how we feel about this track right here. This is the Fish Grease Pick of the Week, only on Bars, on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Let me be your king. Get her everything she want and everything she needs. She dreaming about the finer thing. Let me be your king. Take care of your fantasies, girl. I know that you a fiend. Say you ain't about that life. Let me be your king. I got a fly high, but all I needed was a queen. We sexing and finessing, babe. I'll be your king. Close connect, respect. I know it never be the same. Promise I get you right, let me be you wanna live your wildest dreams and then become my queen. I rearrange your 7 chakras, now your spirit clean. I dry out all your tears and then I wash away your pain. It's I'm a length, appreciate the most beautiful thing. I'm not a lame, I'm just grown man, I'm never playing games. I get your life full of luxury, all the finer things. What you know about diamond rings, matching no watch and chain. And everything you wear is silk or designer brand. The blue is water, sunny beaches and the foreign land. I spin the band to see you dance just because I can. You could be everything I need, I never search again. She called me Usher and Little John, wanna be loving friends. Especially the conversation deep and never end. I kick the game she never see, even with x-ray lens. She's so inquired what's in my mind and then what's in my pants. And when I put on this song, she be like, that's my jam. Get her everything she want and everything she needs. She dreaming about the finer thing. Take care of your fantasies, girl. I know that you a fiend. See you ain't about that life. I got a fly high, but all I needed was a queen. We sexing and finessing, babe. When close connect, respect, I know it never be the same. Promise I get you right, let me be you.
Let me give you that royal treatment. You deserve to be spoiled. Wrap you up, aluminum foil. Get you home alone, no little white boy. I can't wait to see you finally. I've been trying to stay patient, but me laying in the cup by myself ain't cutting it. I need my queen. She make everything clear by zine. It's what I call her when I'm in the water. I forgot my towel. Matter of fact, I can use your body to wipe me down. Matter of fact, girl, come get your crown. I'll be way down at your feet. You make my life so complete. All I wanna be is your king.
Get her everything she want and everything she needs. She dreaming about the finer things. Take care of your fantasies, girl. I know that you a fiend. See you ain't about that life. I got a fly high, but all I needed was a queen. We sexing and finessing, babe. We are close connect, respect. I know it never be the same. Promise I get you right, let me be you.
topics, more segments, more music means more bars after this.
Windy C Radio brings to you the app. Yes, the app is now available on your Google Play and your App Store, on your iPhone or your Android, any of your pads that you might be using. Be it if it's an iPad, iPad mini, or if you have a Samsung Note, doesn't matter what you have, any mobile device, you can get the app so you can listen where you're at to Windy C Radio.
The Shops at Iverson is now undergoing a transformation, creating a mixed-use center where the community can come together to eat, shop, relax, and feel connected. The Shops at Iverson is a 600 KSF mixed-use property consisting of retail and office space now available. Located inside the Beltway on Branch Avenue, Maryland, just minutes from downtown D.C. It's an exciting time at the Shops at Iverson. Several beautiful renovation projects are ongoing, transforming the Shops at Iverson into the new safe community hub. DMV, get ready to enjoy the new food court. Opening late spring, early summer, featuring new restaurants like Chipotle, Quickway Hibachi, Tropical Smoothie, Wingstop, and free Wi-Fi. The Shops at Iverson, the original home of the world-famous Snickerdoodle cookies, is completing several cosmetic improvements to the mall interior, facade, and parking garage. The Shops at Iverson is the new home of Go Win Media, comprised of the DMV's premier internet radio stations, Go Radio Live and Windy C Radio. For updates and more details, check out shopiverson.com. That's shopiverson.com.
Foreplay the Orgasm Show. I am your host, Hot Toddy, along with the Turn Up team, Miss Lolly and Showtime. Foreplay the Orgasm Show is each and every Tuesday night from 8 to 10, bringing you the sexy slow jams with very adult interactive conversation, only on Windy C Radio.
Man, look, y'all already know what time it is. It's your boy, Gerard Street Garvey, and my DJ, Kid Cannon. And when we together, you know what it is. Grind Season Radio, each and every Wednesday from 8 to 10 on Windy C Radio. Don't forget it. Yeah.
Looking for a new look? Check out Hair Academy 2 in the Shops at Iverson, Hillcrest Heights, Maryland. You'll get quality services done by developing stylists and barbers. Senior discounts offered weekly and free barbershop services available when you present a flyer. Chemical treatments are also available. Call 301-899-9100 for hours of operation. Hair Academy 2 in the Shops at Iverson, 3705 Branch Avenue, Suite 1010, lower level, Hillcrest Heights. A new look is waiting for you at Hair Academy 2.
We hope you didn't go too far. It's time for the second hour of the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
You need every season, giving you the keys you can't keep on. Got me in your sleep, pull me deeper, and every time we hit, I'm addicted. Rolling in your trees, I'm a fiend now, seeing everything I could dream about, and no one's gonna bring what I need now. Oh, you break me, yeah, you turn me to a heathen, babe. Can't fake it now, I'm calling for you daily. So take this crown, I'll be the throne, then put it down every type of way, yeah. I know what you need every season, giving you the keys you can't keep on. Got me in your sleep, pull me deeper, and every time we hit, I'm addicted. Rolling in your trees, I'm a fiend now, seeing everything I could dream about, and no one's gonna bring what I need now. I'm waiting for that heat, don't you hold out. Don't ask no questions, let me do my thing, get your blessings. Blow each other mind so dizzy. We be on the drain and with it. Always chilling cause I know you got me covered, yeah. There ain't distance ever in this world we're living in. No more thinking straight, and no more holding out. Feel you all around me, our own space and time. So take this crown, yeah, I'll be the throne. And put it down every time away. What you need every season. Giving you the ease you can keep on. Got me in your sleep, pull me deeper. And every time we hit, I'm addicted. Rolling in your trees, I'm a fiend now. Seeing everything I could dream about. And no one's gonna bring what I need now. I'm waiting for the heat, don't you hold out. I'm addicted to what you do. Needing up, head needing you. I need it. You.
Welcome back to the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah, that was a special request. Van Jess with Addicted. Shout out to the Mrs. We don't get a ton of requests, but you know what I'm saying. Definitely appreciate you requesting that song. That's my jam right there. Before the break, we had our Fish Grease Pick of the Week for our People's Choice Edition, which was Tragic featuring J Bomber and LB Smooth with Be Your King. Before that, we had June the Kid with Homicide, and starting off the set, we had 65 Wall with Radio. All right, let's get into it, y'all.
Whether they're artists, athletes, entrepreneurs, politicians, activists, or simply folks you need to know, we've got the line to the movers and shakers of D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and beyond. This is 15 minutes of game on the Balancing Act Radio Show.
Yeah, and we are here with my special guest for the day, the entrepreneur extraordinaire, Jerell Brown. I just call him Rel. What's up, Rel?
What's up, pimp? What's up, pimp?
Chilling. How you feeling today?
Man, I'm good, man. Tired, but I'm good, man. I'm in the building, you dig?
The hardest working dude right here.
Man, I try, brother. I try.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's crazy how just kind of explaining for the listeners, like how me and you met. We actually met at an event that our friend in common, Christina, You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Wong host of Seat at the Table podcast,
Yeah,
which should be
shout out to
coming back.
Christina.
Yeah, which should be coming back pretty soon. So stay on the lookout for that.
I can't wait.
Neither can I. So we met at the Music and Melody Showcase, and you know what I'm saying, like, I just thought it was cool. Like, you know, you came up to me and like just took an interest in what I was doing. Like, I mean, you know, a lot of people do that, but you know, it's just different because like you were like legit like asking me questions about what I do and everything, and I was just like, okay, all right, and we just ended up building a relationship from there.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I just saw you doing your thing, man. I respect anybody on their grind, on their hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I saw you up there, you spinning. You know what I mean? Killing it, by the way. So
I appreciate.
I had to come holler at you, man.
Yeah.
I make it a point to try to talk to everybody. Not everybody, I ain't gonna lie, but the most. Like, if I'm around in the area of a lot of people, I look around, see what's going on. I figure out, okay, they doing something. Let me see if they're about something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then try to intermingle that way. So
yeah,
that's my whole goal and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and I definitely appreciated that. And then I ended up being on an episode of That's a Plug.
You know it. Tell day my man got the shirt on.
You know what I'm saying? I had to represent. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't have you come in the building and not wear the shirt.
My
you know
man,
what I'm saying?
my man, respect, brother.
Absolutely, because you got your SML hoodie on, so you know.
Yeah.
So for those of y'all who have seen the promos, Jerell, he is the CEO of SML Services and also the creator of That's a Plug Media. Yeah. So this man got his hand in quite a few pots.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm
Most
saying?
definitely.
So,
hand in a rack of pots, man. So it's crazy to do all that stuff, especially at one time, but you just gotta make it happen, man. One of my goals was to with That's a Plug, it was to start it wasn't even to start a media company, it was more so to just tell stories, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell people's stories at that and businesses' stories. So I always wanted to capture those moments to where as though we catch real life stuff going on, like as far as it pertains to whoever's business. Like when I did your interview, I'm asking like the behind the scenes stuff that people don't normally see.
Right,
they see you up there mixing, they see the big fancy boards and all that mixes, but they don't see, I think in the interview, one thing I never forget, you was like, yeah, I used to carry around the junks with the crates, up flights and steps, like people don't see that. So I be trying to bring awareness to that type of stuff. Man. Most definitely.
And I definitely appreciate that, because a lot of times like people see the success, but they don't see the hard work that goes into the success. You know, and that's definitely, or they don't know those stories specifically, or each person's story specifically, because everybody doesn't have the same path. Like, I mean, there's a lot of DJs, like just in my example in our interview, a lot of DJs don't know that struggle. Like they've come up in the era where everything is on MP3.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So they got it good, you know. But
it's good to hear them stories though, so they can appreciate it, because they probably never see them days, but or they might, just depending on what Trump feel like doing. But, you know what I'm saying? But it's always good to share those stories, because that's the job. Like and I look at it as bridging the gap between generations too, because if I talk to my older guests, you know what I'm saying, they'll tell you stuff that we wouldn't know as my generation. So when we talk to them and bring that to fruition and present it through video, then if somebody from the younger generation can see it, then they'll be like, damn, I ain't never know that went on. You know what I'm saying? Or they be like, damn, I got it good. I appreciate what the hell I'm going through, because that ain't nothing compared to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like an awareness type of thing to me. With That's a Plug. You know what I mean?
And the thing I appreciate about your platform is that you have people that are young, you have people that are older. Like it's a nice little wide range of people with experiences, because it's always good to like see people of all different ages, all different backgrounds too. You know what I'm saying? You've had people with different backgrounds as well. You know what I'm saying? Different industries.
I don't discriminate, man. Like me personally, a hustler is a hustler. It don't matter what you do. Like I personally think I can do anything in the world. Like as long as I put my mind to it and do it, just because I got like a hustler spirit. Like I see it go, I go after it. So I think just anybody with a hustler spirit should be showcased if they doing what the hell they supposed to be doing. So that's just how I feel about it. You know?
I feel you on that.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So let's backtrack a little bit. We gonna get back to That's a Plug and also SML. But I want to backtrack a bit. I want to go back to like your humble beginnings. So I was reading, of course, the article that you had in the Post from December 2016. And one of the things that I read in that article was talking about how you went to Friendship Public Charter School?
Yeah.
Okay. So during that time, you had recognized the fact that it was like all these kids and they were like, smoke Black and Miles or whatever. And you
that was the thing. That was the thing. In middle school, back in middle school, it was like the cool thing to do. I don't know, like from your generation standpoint. I know, like when y'all at the middle school, probably not elementary, but middle school, y'all got the experimenting and shit and all that. So what was y'all thing? I'm just
it was curious. Black and Miles.
It was Black and Miles. That's the same thing. Black and Miles killing it on the middle school.
Right.
Shit. So yeah, that was it, man. I saw a need and I felt it. Like I needed money, so I looked around, saw everybody smoking. I was like, let me see if I can get these wholesale and try to, make some money off of it. So that was that whole initiative, and I started flipping the blacks.
Yeah. So talk about taking that experience into consideration. Talk about because you could break it down in like different percentages in terms of like being successful as an entrepreneur, young entrepreneur, whatever stage you are in your entrepreneurial career.
Right.
What percentage would you say is recognizing need, like consumer need or consumer want, like in terms of being successful?
What percentage? Say it again.
Like if you had to attribute a number to like how important recognizing a customer's need is.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I put that at like 120. Like 120. You gotta know what your customer wants. Like, cause at the end of the day, and it's something I'm learning with That's a Plug too. But like nowadays I'm learning with That's a Plug because it's new to me, kind of sort of. But your consumer at the end of the day is what keeps you in business. Like you can't operate without your consumer and consumer-based businesses anyway. Yeah. But even without it, without being a consumer-based business, you still need your customer. You still need your audience. You still need to cater to them because that's who you're doing it for at the end of the day. I think if you do stuff for you all the time, like it's only going to be appealing to you, not your customer, because it's not for them. You know what I mean? Like you're not catering it to them. You're not doing it for them. You're doing it for your eye or your liking. So I put that all the way up there, like 120, bro, out the roof. It got to be.
I would definitely agree with that. That's probably, if not the most important thing or the highest percentage out of being an entrepreneur, it's definitely like in the top 3.
Most definitely.
I'd say top 2. But so pulling in that experience, and then I know you also in the not so legal area of things. You know what I'm saying? Like you selling marijuana.
Yeah.
And but with both endeavors, it wasn't thing. You know how there's a lot of people out here that do things, and it's not necessarily. It doesn't really have a purpose. It's just to make money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But for you, there's always been like a bigger purpose. You know what I'm saying? With you doing anything that had to do with business. I know when you were 18, you had your daughter Kalia. That's her name. Yeah. So you had.
It was
your
like,
daughter.
well, yeah. I was 18 when she actually popped out. But
I
I was 17.
17
when we going through the not birth process, but the pregnancy stage and all that shit. So in my mind, like once my girl got pregnant, I was like, oh shit, I'm about to be a father. So I just like kicked in the father mode immediately, rather it be like hustling or getting a job or whatever. Like I just looked at it as I gotta get on my shit. You know what I mean? So I stayed from 17, even though technically I was a father at 18. Like from when she was in the womb, once we found out she was pregnant, I was a father at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So talk about how it's important as somebody who's in business, or even like just having a job, period. But specifically going into business for yourself or doing what you do, because a lot of times, we hear the conversations about like when people get into like selling marijuana or whatever drug it might be. A lot of times people, they put the slant on it like they don't understand. A lot of times it's out of necessity, but not necessarily harping on that, but more so I want you to kind of sort of talk about the importance of going into business and having a bigger purpose than just the dollars.
I think, first of all, to have a successful business, it can't just be about the dollars. Like, in business, am I too close to this, Jim?
No,
I keep
you
hearing
good,
little
you
noises.
good.
I ain't used to this shit. This shit official. My fault.
It's all good.
But I think in business, period, you need another reason to do it. Like, you need money, first and foremost, to keep your business ongoing and moving forward and going to the next level. But in terms of doing it for something bigger, that's really all that matters, because at the end of the day, like, money can go fucked up either way. Like, you can have no money. Like, I don't make money with That's a Plug, but I do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm making sure we cranking out videos weekly. Yeah. With SML, I ain't make no money with SML plenty of years. It was like at least 2-3 years before I started making money. Like, I can just take home, like, this is my money, not the business money. You know what I'm saying? So all that was, I guess, formulated off the sole reason that I was just trying to do better for myself. And then with SML, it transferred into doing better for other people and giving other people opportunities to do better for themselves and their families. So I think in that aspect, you definitely need a bigger purpose. You know what I'm saying? The money ain't shit, man. Money is decreasing by the day. Like, we gotta look at it. Like, the American dollar almost ain't shit. Then your man keep fucking shit up in the office. So who knows what it's gonna be soon? Like, all that. So all that to say, you know, some people, like, one of my joys is working. Like, it's crazy to say, but if I like what I'm doing, that's one of my pastimes. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, people be like, "Oh, you be working too much," or you work all the time, nigga. You something wrong with you. You crazy. Like, nah, I feel comfortable here though. You know what I'm saying? When I sit still, I don't know. Like, I don't like it. I don't know what to do. I'm like, fuck it. I gotta learn something. Like, I gotta do something at all times to better myself. So most definitely that higher purpose is what takes you to the next level, I feel like. Yeah.
I would definitely agree with that. I definitely can attest to the whole thing of I've never really been one to sit still either. Like, you feel that drive to do something more or do something bigger than just loafing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because you know why though, bro? I loafed for a very long time. Like, I loafed for, I say, the years of 2000. Well, not two. I ain't gonna get no years because I can't fucking I'm not that vicious in math. So when I was old, right? When I was younger, I say the ages of 12 to about 16. Nah, a little bit further than that, but 12 to 16, 17, probably 18. I was a professional bullshitter. Like, not saying I would, like, I always hustled. I always had some money coming in. But as far as my time, like, spending my time on certain shit, I call it bullshitting. Like, I sit and smoke all day. That's the dumbest shit in the world to me now. And I look back at it like, man, you wasted so much fucking time and energy doing this shit. Like, just like not so much the money, because I had like different stashes. I was like, this is my selling stash, this is my smoking stash, this, that. So it wasn't really messing up my money per se. It messed up a lot of other people's money, but just the time aspect, bro. Like, could you imagine? Like, we really used to sit up there and smoke like 15, 17 J's a day. Like, that's way too much. You know what I'm saying?
I got friends that same way, man.
But that's the thing. So like, just I think those times spent bullshitting is the reason why I keep my mind constantly busy now, because like I remember them times, and I remember what it equated to, which was nothing, like a whole bunch of wasted ass time. They getting older. I ain't got time to waste no time, bro.
I hear that.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear that, man.
For real.
Yeah. So, let's stay with, like, you were talking about SML. So, one of the things that I appreciated about your platform, or, you know, like your message and your mission with SML was providing jobs for the youth. And, you know, we know how it is here in the DMV. A lot of times, like, I know for me, I came up during the era where they started phasing out like vocational schools and like learning trades and like things outside of like the conventional education system.
So wasn't that like out before? Like, wasn't it real? Like a whole bunch of trade schools, like even in high school and shit like that, they taught you certain trades.
Yeah, like you had Chamberlain, you had M.N. Washington, and there was a few other ones that like I can't remember right now, but those were the two prominent ones. I think.
When it started fading out?
It started fading out like in the 90s.
In the 90s?
Yeah, the 90s, and like I want to say M.N. Washington like totally changed over maybe in the last decade, maybe 15 years. Like, because M.N. Washington was more focused on like nursing. With like
what's that? What's M.N. Washington? That's on like Bladensburg? Or no?
Nah, that's the one. I want to say M.N. Washington is over there off of North Capitol, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Yeah, and then Chamberlain was the one over there by Potomac Avenue.
Yeah, I remember Chamberlain. My father used to work at Chamberlain.
Yeah, like Chamberlain was like, that was like the lick right there. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, like people used to go there like learn barbering and all types of stuff there. But then they started fading those.
What the hell made them take it out though? They ain't want people to be self-reliant, probably.
Probably.
Like for real. Not even off no what's the word? Not superstitious. What's the word? The word left me, but not even off no crazy type of aspect. But they probably really just wanted niggas just to be so reliant on them. Because the educational system, what you feel about the educational system nowadays?
I mean, nowadays it's different. That's all I can say. Like I probably came up during the last like really good era of the education, like the conventional educational system. Right. But I always knew people who they weren't, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't necessarily for them. And the thing is that kills me about them taking those types of schools out is not everybody is meant to do a traditional 4-year college because that's just not for everybody, and a lot of people don't want to do that.
I didn't want to do it, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it. When I graduated high school, I was like, I'm not doing that shit. Like for real. It was halfway mixed with that I was just making money in the streets, and I was like, what the hell I need college for? I'm making money here. But then the other half was I know plenty of people that went to college and got degrees and all that. They spent 4 years and a whole bunch of money, and they ain't got shit to show for it. They working at jobs we could have worked at just straight out of high school. So why the fuck should I go out there and spend some? This just wasn't a good business decision for me. Like, you know, so I ain't do it. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah, and I don't blame you.
Miss me with that one.
Yeah, so being in your position, you know, as CEO of SML Services and working with a lot of youth, because something that my wife, we had a conversation about this maybe like a month or two ago. And one of the things she said is that people, like kids, youth, they tend to look up to people who are up to 10 years older than them. Correct. And so you're 27? 27. So you're 27. So somebody 10 years younger than you, that puts them right as like high school senior. You know what I'm saying? And even like a little bit older than that, like if they're college age or, you know what I'm saying, like just getting into the workforce or potentially getting into the workforce right around the same age. Which is funny because it's right around the same age that you as your daughter. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or getting ready for the process of being a father. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about being in a position of being a role model for a lot of these, you know, a lot of the young people that you work with, for people who want to come work for you, the type of skills that you impart upon them, not just like the part about, you know, with lawn care, with leaf removal, snow removal, like everything that comes with your business. But like some of the other things that
behind the scenes stuff.
Right, exactly.
Shit that really matters.
Right.
Yeah. So like I said, I said this the other day, but I started the landscaping business just solely so that I could stay out of trouble. So I had just came home, just got out of jail, just came home, and I was like, I gotta do something productive, gotta do something positive, and I can't sell drugs no more. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I went and made some flyers up, went door to door around my neighborhood. Every door got a flyer, and I'm knocking on the doors telling people I can do this, that, and the third. And you know what I'm saying? Whatever you need, we can take care of it, blah, blah. SML Services made a flyer of a Microsoft Word, the ugliest flyer you ever seen. Like, if I look back at the job today, I'm like, damn, what the fuck was that baby? I was tripping, but, I mean, it worked, so I got a couple clients off of that. At that time, I didn't even know how to do nothing either. I ain't know how to do nothing I said I could do other than cut grass. I did it like once or twice. But all that stuff I just learned, man, because I was like, I'm going to do this, and I know I can do it because it's simple. It's simple stuff, but you just got to have that eye and, like, persistence and, what's the fucking word? These words keep leaving me, bro. It's it's not, what the fuck is the word? Like, you got to be tuned in to the fact that you can see stuff and know it's right or wrong, pretty much. What's that word? Help me, bro.
Dang, like the word escaping me. Yeah, like, it came in my brain and left my brain.
Fuck it, we gonna skip it. But you gotta be that, bro. You gotta be precise in everything you do. So, but to double back, because I went all the way away from your question, you gotta stop me when I stop going. I be going left. So look, as far as that's what I was getting to. I came up with a tagline that basically was going to separate us from all the other landscaping companies or anybody in the area that was in my industry that was doing the same thing. So that tagline was still out. It's still our tagline today. It's empowering the community by providing jobs for the youth. So I only came up with that just to separate ourselves, and because I mean, I was the youth at that time. I was like 23 or something. Yeah, maybe 22, 23 or something when I started. So I was the youth. I was talking about myself, and I just wanted a differentiating factor. But I didn't know it was actually going to lead up to me hiring youth, like real live, and my whole team being youth, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes stuff that people don't see, like when they working, they see the technical side that was taught and that they honed along the years. But I think the most important parts, because it's dealing with young men at the end of the day, like we dealing with young men, and from DC at that, so it's a whole different like perspective that we got when we 17, 16, 18, 19, 20, 22. Whole different perspective than where I'm at now and where a lot of people are at past me. You know what I'm saying? So I still be having the level, like I have the level with myself and be like, you was ignorant then too, man. Just give him a second. You know what I'm saying? But financial literacy is some stuff I always preach and practice with them. Honesty, of course, because like as a business owner, you need honesty out of your employees, or else it ain't gonna work. So honesty is a big thing that they gotta learn. Well, they have learned, and people that work for me just end up learning because I preach it so much. And it's necessary in the real world, because you go around lying to people all day, nobody gonna take you serious. No. And then you're just gonna lose your credibility. It's gonna fuck you over, and nobody gonna do nothing with you. So honesty, financial literacy. What else? Accountability, most definitely. Accountability, bro. On the financial literacy side, with a couple of my guys, I did like a savings plan for them. Cause so look, I pay every 2 weeks now. So I pay every 2 weeks, like a real job. So guys will often spend their whole check in the next couple days. You know what I'm saying? They be like, yeah, such and such, I need some work, or yeah, such and such. Can I hold? I'm like, hold, what you mean? I just paid you. What's going on? They like, man, that shit went. I was like, all right, look, what I can do, I can start y'all a savings plan to where as though when it's pay time, when it was pay period time, paychecks come around, I can put this money to the side, whatever money you say you want to the side, but you can't touch it until the end of the season. I give them either like 3 months from now or the end of the season, so that because when we landscapers, so November, December, January, February, March is slow for us. So around this time, a lot of landscapers is looking and scrounging around for money, and they fucked up. They like, I don't know how I'm gonna get this bread. Woo-woo. So I give them the option they can take it out like 3 months from now, or they can take it out at the end of the season, so they have some money to to get by in the slow time. So that's teaching them slowly but surely. All right, Real, all he did was put it to the side, just didn't touch it. Maybe I can do this one day, you know what I'm saying? Put it to the side, not touch it. That's all you got to do. Like, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you can keep in your pocket. Right. So, like, if I try to teach them those principles, because I know they didn't have the discipline to hold on to it themselves, because this shit would fly. Like, I know how it was when I was young. So, if that answers your question, I feel like I took 30 minutes to answer.
No, I mean,
I told you, bro, you gotta stop me.
But you know what? There were a lot of jewels and gems just in that full
answer.
The
ramble, the full ramble.
Look, man, I'm here for the ramble, because I mean, like, a lot of times, like, to me, especially like, we both in media. A lot of times it feeds next questions, or it like brings up questions like you wasn't even thinking about. Right, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or it's a perfect segue to another question. So sometimes, hey man, it works.
All right. Just don't let me go too far. It's I be having to stop myself. I be listening. I'm like, oh, what the fuck am I talking about?
But you actually gave me even more than what I was even like bargaining for.
I did good.
You did great.
My man.
So something you said in the midst of that, you were saying honesty and, like, you know, just being truthful about things, and you know, that kind of tees up another question that I have, like, in terms of like when you first started with SML and developing your clientele. Like, of course, as a business owner, one of the things that you have to develop is trust among your customers. You know what I'm saying? They have to be able to trust that your work, you know, stands up. That it's not just, you know, you just selling wolf tickets or nothing like that.
Right,
it's like, look, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Like, talk about like your process of like developing your clientele, developing that trust with your customers, and like how it's, you know, blossomed into an even bigger enterprise than when you first started.
I think I always started off with doing what I said I was going to do. You know what I'm saying? If I said I'm going to do this, mulch bed is gonna be this type of mulch, blah blah blah. I'm gonna take out all the weeds, this, that, and the third. Boom, I'm gonna do it. I might have been there like 30 minutes doing it all by myself. I'm talking about when I first started anyway.
Yeah.
I'm all by myself, I'm doing it, blah, blah, blah. Get all the way to the point, I throw mulch on it, woo woo. It looked like it's done. I turn around, step back, look at it, and be like, shit don't look right. I do it all over again, bro.
Yeah.
I do it all over again because it gotta be right. And I told the customer that I was gonna do a good job. I told the customer that I was gonna do this, that, and the third. So if I didn't do it, even if I was at the end of the job, even if it was gonna cost me some money, whatever, like I would go back and do it because the customer satisfaction is the most important part of the whole thing. So that mixed with overachieving too, overachieving, like not even overachieving, like over delivering, I think. So like I said, same instance. If I'm doing a mulch bed, I do the whole mulch bed. I see their bushes fucked up or their bushes like unproportional. I might just hit the bushes. If it take me like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to put a smile on the customer's face and make them remember that I hired him for this, but he went and did this. That's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna call you back after that. So always over delivering and just doing what you say you're gonna do, because most people just want good service because they don't want to do it themselves. In my industry, like people that hire me, they can do it, but they either don't got time to do it or they don't want to do it themselves because it's a pain in the ass and they don't want to do that. They'd rather be in the house with their family or something like that. So that's what they call us. So it's just delivering on those two things first off.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So let's get back into talking about That's a Plug.
Yeah.
So you've been doing it what, like, was it 8 months now? 8, 9 months?
Yeah, I think about 9 months, man.
Okay.
About 9 months, man.
Okay.
Well, went live about 9 months from here. I went live 9 months from now. I really started around, I want to say February last year. So if you want to say the whole process is coming up on a year, but when I just started, I was just gaining footage. Cause in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna just get as much footage as possible. You know what I'm saying? Just stockpile it so I never run out of content. Cause I tried to make it like the drug aspect. Cause when I was selling drugs, I got just a rack of work. I got a rack of work, and then I made sure I never ran out. Like anybody that know me from them times, it was like Real never ran out. He was always good. You know what I'm saying? Like it was never a problem where he'd be like, oh, I ain't got it right now. None of that. I always was good. So I'll try to have that same aspect, but that's a plug. So I was stockpiling footage the whole time and learning how to edit at the same time. I didn't know it was that vicious, bro. Like it's a whole art to that shit that's really unmatched. Like I have never been through no shit like that. I had to learn some shit that's so tedious, but yeah.
So what have you learned like about yourself through the whole process? Because like you said, like you were doing a lot of the editing, you were doing the interviewing. You were the cameraman.
Did the whole shit.
Like you doing the whole shit, everything.
Yeah,
you know
the marketing and all that. It was nuts. So learning that, I learned that once again I can do anything. Like because I always felt like I can do anything, but then doing that, learned a whole new skill at motherfucking, what was this, last year. So I was 26 or still 27, whatever. No, I was 26. 26. I'm learning a whole new skill and got a landscaping company. And still doing both of them like decent, you know what I'm saying? So I learned that I could really do anything I wanted to do, and also that I'm a meticulous type of motherfucking person. Like so with editing, you got to be real like precise, and you got to be real meticulous. You got to look at it the same way with landscaping though. That's how I know. That's how I knew. I learned once I got into the editing. I was like, this go hand in hand with landscaping for real, cause if I fuck this up, I fuck around, go back in and do it again. I do the same thing here. So I learned that I'm a real meticulous person. I like things a certain way, and I just got an eye for things. You know what I mean? So I learned that about myself, and also that I can pretty much rise to any occasion. It's not even tooting my own horn, but this is shit I actually learned. So I never wanted to be the face of That's a Plug. Like, in my mind, it was I'm gonna get a host. I'm gonna get a female, I'm gonna get a male, and I'm gonna have like a couple camera people, or I'll be the cameraman. I can be behind the camera just running the show. I don't want my face to be in the shit. But nobody came through. I couldn't find the female, couldn't find the male. People was interested, but they never followed through with the shit. So I ended up doing it because who else gonna do it? And I was going to make it happen. So I had to.
I mean, it for me as a fan of That's a Plug. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who supports your platform.
Yeah.
Like I actually like you as the face of That's a Plug because you have a realness to you that I think a lot of people relate to. That they can connect with. Yeah. And that's important in whether you're doing on camera stuff or whether you're doing radio. No matter what it is, people want to be able to feel like, okay, I can see that guy on the street, or I can see that woman on the street, and like kick it with, kick it real quick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's just the type of person you are. Like the same person you are when I met you, same person you are on camera. Yeah. You know, and I think a lot of people who do tune in week to week, they appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, talk about one of the most interesting interviews you've ever done in terms of like maybe you learn about an industry that you didn't know about, or it could have just been you heard it and was like, wow, I would have never thought that. You know.
I think it was several interviews like that. Let me see. I'm gonna just spit out a couple instances. So recent interviews, Derek Grace interview. That shit was like that, bro. I be watching that.
I love that episode,
I be watching that jump to this day. Like
that
jump like that. It's so many gems in that jump. Yeah, my man Derek dropped so many gems. It was crazy. Yeah. So when he was talking about how because his in-home banking board game just came out, right? We've been pumping it for about a year straight. He's been trying to tell people get on board. Yeah. So I think he said, what's the name of the company? Who the hell make all the games?
Milton Bradley?
No. Not
Mattel,
not them. It was somebody. One of them big, like whoever made Monopoly.
I think that might be Parker Brothers. I think.
It was something like that. But it was a big company pretty much. They saw his vision, saw what he was trying to do, and they called him down. They tried to have a meet with him, and they was like, we can back the jump. We can put the funding up and all that. You don't got to worry about too much of nothing. Mattel. It was Mattel, bro. Somebody said it was Mattel.
Oh, Mattel. Okay.
I think. No, it was Hasbro.
Oh, Hasbro.
Hasbro reached out to him. Yeah,
Hasbro,
good luck, bro. Mattel brought it back for some reason. I think you said it too, but they brought it back. So boom, Hasbro reached out to him. They wanted to back him, but they said you got to put the word "opoly" in your game, and we got to have creative control. As soon as he heard that. Like he said, fuck the money I was gonna put up. Fuck the money I didn't have to put up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting nobody control this shit. So that was an interesting moment for me because I was like, damn. A lot of people be looking for funding. A lot of people be looking for backing, and he just cold turned that shit down because he knew that they was gonna water this game down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was one thing. Another instance. Let's see. Another interview. I had so many damn interviews. I'm just the YouTube page is in my head right now. I'm running down the YouTube page and shit. The dude, who was it? So I interviewed a news anchor, a dude named Mike Carter Canine. He be on So it was funny because he hit me up on a landscaping story. Like he wanted to get us for a landscaping story, get my take on some shit. I guess the new neighbors, our new neighbors that we got, they want to stop the use of gas blowers or some shit.
Oh yeah.
So we was on that little segment, and I said my little piece, but then I was like, oh, I can get an interview right quick. I was like, you trying to do an interview, blah, blah. He was like, I called you for an interview. I was like, hey, interview for interview, what you want to do? So I interviewed him, and he was talking about how once you work for like a bigger company, like as far as the news or news anchors, that you got to lose some of your creativity in the shots because you can't, like, he was like, what you're doing is fun. Shit I got to do, like, I got to delete so much shit I don't want to delete. It's just ridiculous. So he was like, it's certain shots that he'll get a rack of shots because you need just a lot of shots to pick and choose from, but they will only allow you to put certain stuff up there. So it was a lot of stuff that he was like, what you're doing, you can have fun with it. You can be your own creative and all that, but what I'm doing is kind of like watered down and dumbed down. And then also I didn't know he edited all that shit. Like he was out there by himself. He had no crew or nothing. He had a big ass camera, the truck and all that, but he was doing that whole joint himself. Like he shot us. He shot my interview, And then he set the joint up. He shot himself talking. Wow. You know what I'm saying? He shot all the jumps. Then I was like, so who gonna edit the jump? Blah, blah. He's like, oh, me. I was like, so when is it gonna be up? Oh, tonight. I'm like, oh, you vicious.
For real.
You are vicious. But yeah, that was interesting to me too. You know what I'm saying?
I thought his was I mean, I thought all of them were interesting, but I thought his was really interesting.
Which one you like the most?
Man, probably Derek Grace.
Derek Grace.
Probably Derek Grace. Yeah. That man, like I got a lot of gems out of that one. A lot of gems out of that one. Like, I mean, but you had so many that were like good, but I think his probably stood out the most to me. You know. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Especially like if you are somebody who is kind of BSing when it comes to like starting that business or really taking it serious or whatever, like that between that interview and then just knowing who you are, like it was lighting the fire under me just to listen to him talk. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then I see him all the time on Instagram, like talking about, and this is something I actually wanted to talk to you about. I see him always talking about buying up property because I think he's in Tampa, right? Yeah. Yeah, so like he's buying up properties left and right down there.
He's not playing, man.
Yeah, he's not playing at all.
Not playing at all.
But I remember reading an article from the Post where you were talking about you had your eyes on a 4-unit rental property. And I wanted to talk to you about, because you hear a lot about it like in this day and age now, especially among black people, about the importance of owning your own, buying the block. Yeah. And I wanted to ask you about how important do you feel like it is, especially as a young black man, to own something in a neighborhood or whatever, whether it's a unit property, whether it's a business or whatever, especially for black people, for us to see other black people owning things and like kind of like inspire us to not only support our own but buy our own.
Right. I think it's very important, man, because it's like what you see is what you get to a certain extent, especially when you're younger. So you grow up seeing people doing something all the time, no matter what it is, good or bad, you gonna initially end up doing it. You know what I'm saying? So me growing up, I saw both sides. I saw successful people, and I also saw people that were successful in other ways too. You know what I'm saying? Like different ways. So I saw successful drug dealers. I saw successful business owners. I had little spurts of successful business owners throughout my life growing up before I even started a real business. So I saw both sides. Of course, the drug dealer aspect was a lot more appetizing. You know what I'm saying? It made more sense because he was like, man, this nigga don't do nothing but ride around all day. He ride this car, he drive this car. You know what I'm saying? Got this bra, he got all the junks. Yeah. Like, it's crazy. So, I mean, that was more appealing, but later on you find out that it don't end up like that. You don't end up retiring from that life. You retire in prison or in a box, one or the other, or you end up using the shit that you was already on. Right. So, I mean, that you was selling. Right. You end up using the shit you was selling. So that's not the type of life you want. You're not about that life for real. What was the question? Take me back.
So pretty much like how, the importance of like
seeing it.
Right, yeah. Seeing it for yourself, like seeing that in your neighborhood.
It's very important because like it just has so much of a huge effect on us. You know what I mean? That's why propaganda works. That's why commercials work. You know what I'm saying? They push shit in your face all day and it makes you want that shit. You ever seen a commercial you wasn't thinking about food and you see it, you get hungry, then you go get some food. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The beer jumps, the liquor jumps, you know what I'm saying? The girl, like all that. Like it's all marketing and it's all propaganda. Like they put it in your face. Right. So if you continuously get put in the face of, or you continuously put stuff in your face that's negative, you gonna one way or the other end up doing something negative, right? Without even knowing it. So with that aspect of having positive figures of ownership around us, it's always good too, because it's and especially a brother or sister doing it, you can look up and be like, yo, you look like me. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. We came from the same place. If you can do it, I can do it. So that's why I think that's really important to see that type of figure, man. It played an important role in my life too.
Yeah. That's hey, you answered it how I was hoping that you answered it.
But definitely with home ownership, like that's a whole nother lane. Like property ownership and home ownership is a whole nother lane. So a lot of us, we got people, like our peoples started this wave back in the day. They came from the South. You know what I'm saying? They came here This white people didn't want nothing to do with DC at all. They started moving to Virginia. They was gone. They were like, we out of here.
Right.
So our peoples came. Grandmother's grandfathers came over. Or great grandmother's great grandfathers. They came over here with a purpose. It was to build a new life for their family, get away from the racist South or whatever. That's what I'm guessing it was. I wasn't there. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? My grandfather came here. He bought a house. I think they lived in Ivy City first. Did they? Nah, my grandmother, her peoples had a house in Ivy City. So my grandfather bought a house in Northeast DC. Then he was a mason at the Capitol. But he also did like handyman work on the side for all the neighbors. Okay. So he saved up enough money to buy a house right around the corner from that. Yeah. And then just kept that job in the family. So that house been in the family like 30, 40 years. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So it helped my family. I see how it helped my family because in some way, some shape or form, somebody in my family lived at that house. And then they made it an apartment too. So it was upstairs and the downstairs. So 2 parts of my family lived in the house at some point in time. Yeah. So that helped out a lot with people. Like, we ain't had to worry about where we was going to stay. We ain't had to worry about, you know what I'm saying? It's that aspect. So when you got that type of backing from a family aspect, it's a beautiful thing. And a lot of people don't got it. Yeah. But that's why it's more so important now that we, as a new generation, stand up and start owning shit. Like, we really need to start owning shit. Like, we getting to that point to where as though shit getting crunchy and land is gonna be the only thing you can just like survive off of. Right. Exactly. Like you saw the other day, these people make me sick, man. So since the government shut down, they say the FDA can't really check the food like that. Yeah. That shit threw me for a loop, man. I was like, what? What the fuck you mean? So the dude on the news, he was like, any type of food. He was like, anything you used to worry about food, worry about it now. Smell it. He was like, look at it twice. If it don't smell right, throw it away because we don't have the availability. We don't have the funds to fund the people that was checking that shit no more.
Right. And what's crazy about that is that I do that anyway. Anything I get, I smell it.
Man, what? I be on it.
I'm doing it even more now, right about now.
Exactly. Man, but it's crazy though, man. So I think independence in itself needs to become a part of our culture again. Like independence of ourselves, not like independence of I'm doing this, fuck all y'all. It's like independence of our community, like us as people. We need to be independent from what the hell they got going on. I say they is America. They some other shit. Yeah. Like, you know, I live in America. I'm American, but I don't always engage by their practices because they don't care about us for real. They don't. So we gotta look out for us, I think. You know what I'm saying? It's that time. And home ownership, land ownership, period. Ownership, period, is a way out of their system. Yeah. That's something to question up.
I agree. Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree. So I'm gonna take a page out of your book. One thing like you ask a lot of people in your interviews, like when you close out interviews, is what would you say, like given all of your experience, all the things you've been through, and you see somebody who kind of reminds you of yourself. Yeah. What advice would you give to the next you?
To the next me, I would say be patient. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always a sprint. You know what I mean? Yeah. 'Cause I'm impatient as hell. I'm still impatient to this day, so I can't, you know. But I'm patient in certain ways, but impatient in a lot of others. But practice patience, I would say. You need people. When this is me talking, I'm gonna look at myself while I'm talking to myself. You need people, but know that a lot of shit you don't have to do yourself. Right. But you need people. Hone the skills in forming relationships with people because that's how you get those people. Keep stacking, save everything you can get. Practice minimalism, which is not splurging on dumb shit every now and then. I mean, every now and then, I don't say dumb shit, but shit you enjoy. Like, you can enjoy some shit from it, like, now and then, but don't always buy the highest shit, everything you do. Like, you go get some shoes, you got to buy the highest shit. No. You go get some fucking clothes, you got to buy the highest shit. No. Like, all I wear is this, bro. I wear this, or that's a plug shit. This that I fucking made, and it's the cheapest thing I can fucking get that look good to me. So, yeah, minimalism for sure, because that'll take you a long way. And also, I would say, Ooh, Justin Blue. You ever heard Justin Blue?
Name sounds familiar.
So he one of them Instagram, like kind of Instagram motivational speaker type people. Mm-hmm. But he said in his post this other day, he said, in times of like stress and the times that you think you should go off or kirk off, right? Be calm. Like be calm in the times that you think you're supposed to go crazy. And then it'll allow you to navigate through that situation a little better. So I got like slight anger issues sometimes, and I be going off, and people will tell you like I be going off sometimes, but it don't be like it's no random shit. It be like when I'm in a stressful situation or the situation is too much, I go off. But when he said that, like he said this John like 2 days ago. He said that I was like, when he said it, I had just did that shit. Like I had just went off, and then I was thinking, I was like, damn. All right, next time I'm gonna try to be calm. Tried it, and I navigated myself better through that situation. So I definitely say, be calm in times of fucking stress or war. Like just be calm.
Yeah. That's all of that is great advice. Not even just for the next you. Yeah, but I mean, shoot, for me. Yeah. Like I'm sitting here like that's a word right there.
Yeah, for real, bro. For real. Yeah, it's a learning process. I think life is a learning process. Period. Like throughout your whole life, you just gotta continue to learn. I don't see a turn off point in learning. Like people be like, man, you just gotta listen to something all the time. You always gotta keep some shit on, or you always gotta everything ain't gotta be learning and work. I was like, who? For who? What are you talking about? This is not. First of all, it ain't learning and work to me. It's elevation. The only way you're gonna elevate is to keep pitching shit in and keep digesting shit. So I'd rather digest positive shit than all this negative shit that's out here, bro. It's a lot of bullshit out here, and it's taking up space. Like it's in the way. That's another way. Another reason to start, and that's a plug. I wanted to preach the positivity and put positivity back in the shit, man, because it's like. Negativity is at an all-time high, bro. You can see the wildest stuff on social media. I done seen some beheadings and some more shit. I had never seen a beheading day in my life to social media. Well, not till it came about, but you know what I'm saying? Till these recent waves of social media came about. You know what I'm saying? It's vicious. Like, I done seen a baby get born. Like, I done seen, like, just, I'm like, how the fuck are y'all showing people all this shit? And then it make me feel like, damn, I don't even want my daughter to see this shit. You know what I mean?
I don't blame you.
But then, it's like, if I keep it from her, she gonna see it anyway. One of her friends gonna show her at school. They gonna have a phone, so I can't really keep it from her. But I gotta explain to her in the aspect of this is not natural. It's not what you're supposed to be seeing. But you gonna see it. So this is what this is, and this is what that is. It's gonna be. It's more work you put on the parent, but whatever. You gotta keep your kids ready. So
absolutely. So let everybody know where they can get more information about SML services. Where they can connect with That's a Plug, and where they can just reach you on social media.
All social media sites, Real Business, my personal social media, but you'll find shit from SML, shit from That's a Plug on there too. I still ain't learned how to differentiate all the stuff. I've been all over the place, but Rel_business, RELL_business. SML is SML. SML Services _LLC, I think. Yeah. And then That's a Plug is That's a Plug Media. No, That's a Plug _media. Right. So you can check us out there. Come get your interviews, your event coverage. We offering event coverage now for That's a Plug. You know what I mean?
I saw that.
Yeah, event coverage on deck. So check out our event coverages. If y'all having events, hit us up. Landscaping. You already know we got the whole city on lock. We doing snow removal now. We've been doing snow removal, but now it's been snowing. We doing snow removal. We out here. Hit us up that way. You ever want to chop it up, whatever. Hit me up on any site. I can answer any one of those. For real.
And why don't you, because you also have a website for SML, right?
Yep. So for SML, it's www.smldmv.com. That's a Plug as a website too. I just ain't put it out there yet because we still messing with it, but I put it out there today on the Bars on Air. You know what I'm saying? It's www.thatsaplug.com. So check that out when y'all get a chance. Like I said, it's still under construction, but it's out. So visit the jump. All the interviews finally on there now. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, check us out.
Yeah. So appreciate you coming to Bars and sharing your story.
Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate everything that you doing, man. Like keep it up, man. It's, the platform, like with That's a Plug and everything you're doing with SML. Like, I mean, I seen the pictures. I'm like, hey, y'all need his services, hit him up.
Man, you already know he better. He better.
Hit him up.
Yeah.
Hit him up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, so
Appreciate you, bro.
No doubt, no doubt. So we gonna I'm gonna get into some birthday shout outs. We definitely gotta shout out the people, our fans and the people that support us. My godson Xavier celebrating a birthday today, and also Marcel Folk, who was on here twice on YK Experience. She's celebrating a birthday today. Youngest looking 30-something, y'all. I ain't gonna put her whole age out there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But look, she looked like she her daughter's sister. That's how young she looked. But Miss Kalia, she's celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Alex, who was part of that epic snow fight I mentioned. Paloe and PG Penn celebrating birthdays Friday. My homegirl Pam and my boy Ramon from college, they celebrating birthdays on January 20th. And then bringing in Aquarius season, my mama and Tanina both share birthday January 22nd, next Tuesday, I believe. We're not gonna do the community calendar today because we're running out of time. I will share all the stuff that I was gonna say on community calendar. I'm gonna put that up on the Instagram page, so make sure you check all of that out. But we do have time for this right here.
Words of wisdom to get you through the rest of your week. These are the bars for life.
So, late diarist, novelist, essayist, and short story and erotica writer, I think her name is pronounced Anais Nin. She once wrote, "Each friend represents a world in us, a world possibly not born until they arrive. And it is only by this meeting that a new world is born." And it actually connects. It's funny that Rel is here. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody who I met through a friend of mine. And I think it's important to like expand your world, like meeting new people and expanding your territory, expanding the things that you know, the things that you understand, because in meeting new people, there's certain things that you may not have even been thinking about, but because you meet this new person, you become friends with this new person, now you know about, or they've tapped into something, or help you to tap into something that you didn't even realize that you had inside of you. So that's why it's very important. Like, I know for me, my friendships, start my own family, my family members that I came up with, being in radio and the music industry, it's really helped me to grow as a person and expand the world that, you know, I had on my own, and to create this even bigger oasis of creativity, of love, of support, of strength. You know what I'm saying? I draw strength from so many of the people in my life. So if I have any advice for anybody, don't shut yourself off from meeting new people. You know what I'm saying? Because each new person that you meet is going to be a blessing to you to some degree or another. So something to take with you as you deal with whatever you're dealing with right now, whether it's hard or whether it's easy right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know this is the official Hump Day motivation for the DMV and beyond, and this is what we do here. Once again, I thank my guest, Jerell Brown, man, SML Services.
Thank you,
that's
brother.
A plug.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, appreciate you coming through.
Wise words, brother.
I try not to make it my own words all the time. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I try to feed off of what other people give me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of wiser people out here than I am. You know. So you know, I appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? Representing. Appreciate everybody, every single member. Tagged, untagged team bars. I appreciate y'all tuning in today. Every single week that y'all tune in. I love y'all. I respect y'all. I appreciate what y'all bring to the table, the conversations. Everybody who contributed to the top 5 conversation earlier. Shout out to all the independent artists who submit music every single week. We are here. If you want to send music in, balanceandactradioshow@gmail.com. No bloody swearing, no. No cussing. We can't play stuff with cussing, you know what I'm saying? This ain't Breakout Kings. If Breakout Kings, we could have did it on there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my homies on Breakout Kings, you know what I'm saying? But we definitely want to close on a high note. Also, next week, January 23rd, we have Creative Habitat. They'll be our guests for next Wednesday at 12 p.m. It'll probably be a phone interview, you know what I'm saying, representing Jersey. So, you know what I'm saying, y'all want to make sure y'all tune in for that. And we here every Wednesday, 11 to 1, right here, WinDCRadio.com, WinDC Radio app, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We all over the place. Right here in the official home of the Snickerdoodle Cookies. Y'all already know.
You know where it is. You know where it is.
Real know what it is.
You know what it is. They still got them junks downstairs?
They sure do.
I'm going to get some cookies, man. I got to go get some cookies.
Yeah, man. So we going to go ahead and close out with this last track, my man Path P. This is amazing. And yeah, y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll see y'all right back here next Wednesday for the official Hump Day motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is Bars. Peace, y'all.
Respect.
Sunrise, I'm too live, I'm too fly, I'm too God, I'm too divine and true to mine. Too refined, read through the lines, what you define. When I shine, you shine, we shine. I'm hot stepping, scream hotep, and I boast blessings. It's all love from kings and thugs, God will judge. I'm a model of an anomaly, unbottled and full throttle, pedal to the metal till I'm boiling hot as a kettle. Made a solemn promise in my spirit, I never settle. Sing a song.